is actually asking a question. Do you think that there will be a rise in demand for holidays to private islands such as Maldives, Seychelles, Fiji, Bora Bora, etc.? My prediction for the Middle Eastern market is that this will be where they will want to go. Any thoughts?
I don't know if they will especially stand out. I think, look, I think that trend existed before anyway. So I don't think the leisure trends are all going to change. Like Steve said, look, people for many years now have wanted to go to more and more special places, more and more secluded places, more experiential travel. Like, this is an interruption, and people should see this as an interruption. Those trends will continue. So no, I'd say all those types of special, different, experiential travel as well will all continue. Like, this will be a blip.
The only thing I'd say, people won't travel to coronavirus hotspots.
No, not of course.
So we can't assume that coronavirus expands, equally across each country. It takes each country the same time to get rid of it. Ironically, for tourism, Italy may be the best place because they've had it, they're coming out of it, and people believe that. Whereas Spain and other places is still ongoing. So it sounds ironic, but people's view formed by the media about where is safe to go, combined whether they've had the virus or not, will dictate travel. So, for example, I can't see a lot of families going on a holiday until they've had the virus. Because if you're still worried about catching it, the reasons you haven't travelled now are still valid. So, ironically, the people the best to market to are the people who've had the virus, feel they have partial, if not full immunity, we don't know, and are willing to travel.
I would just add into this point. I think I don't know about the kind of how the coronavirus will kind of different individuals, but what I'm pretty sure of is, in the future, people will take a lot more notice of government advice in the UK, FCO advice on where you shouldn't go and should go. I think that will play hugely into insurance policies in the future. I think even from a travel agency point of view, if travel agents are, or like the likes of TUI and stuff, if they're, or even TUI as a tour operator, if they're taking people to destinations where coronavirus is still, I don't know, endemic, I think that will be an issue. So I think all of those types of things are going to become a concern for me. So to some degree, I don't even know if it's just be individuals. I think there will be corporate responsibility on lots of tour operators not to take people to places where they could get infected.
Well,
it's quite complicated. Sorry,
Carla Andrezzo is saying, will last minute bookings be a trend again?
I'll take this one. I think that we're going to see two markets. Ultra late. So if the borders do open, as people hope, in August/September, you will have a very strong last minute rush to booking. And here's quite an interesting one. That goes completely against the low cost carriers yield model. Because their whole yield model they built up over the years, go on so early, move the price up every 4 seats, and charge a higher price later to departure. They may have to adopt the old-fashioned tour operator model of chuck it on, get as much volume as you can, and sell it for cheap as you can, close to departure to fill the plane. So it's going to be a real interesting ultra-late market where people are just going to be going, right, okay, I want to get away, where can I go, where's cheap, where's the less coronavirus? It's a really interesting market. And then there'll be an ultra-early market for summer 21 because, as Seamus says, people have been locked away for 2 to 3 months and they want to dream. They want to book their holidays. They want to have things to look forward to. And a lot of them may still have credit notes. So, for example, when we close down, normally the UK industry will be about 40% loaded in terms of the holidays sold. So if all 40% have credit notes and move to next summer, that's a very large load factor to start with, and then prices might be quite high. So you might have a strong early demand, but quite high prices for next summer. So again, it's interesting to see how this shapes up. Ultra late, ultra early, both definitely going to happen. What happens to the middle ground? Not sure.
I think on that point, I think there'll definitely be an ultra late whenever this does end, because there'll be a bit of a spike depending on where you can go. I think the other part of this equation, which will kick in, will be how the terms and conditions of holidays have to change, because nobody's going to book months, and next time round, nobody's going to book 6 months, 12 months in advance, and then suddenly find out that something's happened, that there's been coronavirus has come back into this place, and I've got another credit note to add to my existing credit note. So I think people will want to know, what is the flexibility on terms and conditions? How do I get my deposit back? Or when do I have to pay my balance? Like a lot of companies in the UK demand balance payment of holidays 2 months. Well, the cruise lines used to be 3 months. A lot of companies were 2 months. That might go to 14 days. Like that will come into the nature of what the product actually is moving forward.
Michaela, you're on mute.
You've muted yourself.
Apologies about that.
She's back.
Let's